It starts small, barely noticeable. One morning, you reach for the wall as you step out of bed, just for a bit of balance. Maybe the floor feels more slippery than usual, or your leg feels not quite as steady. Later, standing at the sink, your left knee gives the tiniest wobble. You brush it off, just a little fatigue. Right. But deep down, something feels off, like a wire somewhere inside is slowly fraying. Here's a question worth asking. Is this just aging, or is your body quietly warning you of something deeper and more dangerous? Because what many seniors don't realize is this: your legs are the first to weaken with age, and they do it long before you notice. According to NIH, up to 50% of adults over 70 have lost more than half their leg strength compared to when they were 30 suk kuhan fuks. That slow decline is silent until it isn't. Now, let's pause for a moment. If this message is already resonating with you, if you've ever felt unsure on your feet, or simply wondered why standing up feels harder than before, I invite you to stay with us here at Dr. Jarek. Your toe? We're not just here to talk about health, we walk with you through it. And if you've ever caught yourself gripping a handrail a little tighter, or hesitated before stepping down that last stair, share that moment with us in the comments. You're not alone. What we're about to cover might shift the way you think about your body, because leg strength isn't just about walking, it's about life. Strong legs mean independence. Weak legs, they silently raise your risk of falling, which is the number one cause of traumatic death in seniors over 65 sak kuwihan fuk. A single fall can trigger a devastating chain reaction hip fracture, immobility, brain signal decline, loss of vitality. It's not just physical, it impacts cognition, mood, even lifespan, and yet this doesn't have to be your story. This video exists for one powerful reason: to help you strengthen what's weakening before it leads to disaster. And the good news: the path back doesn't start with pills or gym memberships. It starts with the right food chosen not just for calories, but for their ability to fuel muscles, restore nerve signals, and support coordination. These aren't fads or fictions, they're science-backed. Senior-appropriate strategies that you can start applying today. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through exactly why your legs are more vulnerable than any other part of your body, and more importantly, 10 powerful foods that help you rebuild what aging tries to take away. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin this journey to reclaiming strength, one informed choice at a time. Imagine this: 30 days of bed rest can cause you to lose as much muscle in your legs as 30 years of aging. That's not an exaggeration. According to recent studies, a full month of inactivity can reduce your quadriceps strength by up to 50%, the same amount of loss typically seen between age 30 and 70 suk kuhan fuk. But here's the hidden truth: it doesn't take a hospital stay or injury to cause this kind of loss. Sedentary lifestyle, a few too many hours in the recliner, a quiet retirement without regular movement is enough to begin the slow erosion of your leg power. And unlike your arms or core, your legs are built differently. They're packed with fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for explosive strength and quick movements. They're also the first to shrink, weaken, and vanish when underused. That's why you might feel fine climbing stairs one year, and the next, you're hesitating halfway up. Let me introduce you to someone: Margaret, 72, from Flagstaff. She used to take her morning walk around the block without a second thought. Then, one winter, a case of bronchitis kept her indoors for nearly a month. By the time she recovered, her confidence on her feet had vanished. "I felt like my knees didn't belong to me," she told her daughter. Simple things like bending to reach a cupboard or getting out of the car became exhausting. She wasn't in pain, but her legs felt foreign, weak, untrustworthy. Her doctor called it what it was: sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. But that label doesn't explain the cause. The real culprit? Lack of movement. Margaret hadn't stopped walking because her legs were weak. Her legs had become weak because she stopped walking. And here's the danger: once leg muscles shrink, they don't just reduce your power, they reduce your balance, your speed of reaction, your ability to recover from a stumble. That's the slippery slope that leads to falls, not just from age, but from deconditioning. So what can you do? Start by identifying the 3 habits that silently steal your leg strength. long sitting sessions. Even 90 minutes of sitting without standing up begins to reduce blood flow and nerve activity in the legs. Avoiding load-bearing movement, walking is great, but we also need to climb, squat, and step up to challenge those fast twitch fibers. Neglecting neural reflexes. Balance isn't just muscles, it's coordination. And coordination fades if not trained. But here's where it gets hopeful. Unlike aging, deconditioning is reversible. And later in this video, we'll show you exactly how food can become a daily partner in your comeback. But first, let's reset our view of what leg strength truly needs, because it's not just fuel for muscles. It's a signal to your brain that you're still here, still moving, still strong. You've probably heard that protein builds muscle. But what if I told you that's only a third of the equation? Because the truth is, your muscles don't just need calories. They need communication. They need building blocks, yes, but also tools, instructions, and the right environment to grow. Think of it like repairing a bridge you can't rebuild with just bricks. You need scaffolding, a blueprint, and workers who know what to do. Let's reset the record. A bowl of oatmeal won't rebuild your legs. Neither will a sweet potato. Are those bad? Not at all, but if we focus only on carbs, we miss the real hunger of aging muscle. It starts with amino acids, the core components of protein. Among them, leucine is a star player. It triggers the body's grow muscle now button, known as the mTOR pathway, suck kuhan fuck. Where do we find it? One of the richest, most bioavailable sources is a humble food you might already love: whole eggs. Meet Robert. 68. After losing 15 pounds unintentionally post-retirement, he noticed his legs felt empty. He'd struggle to rise from the couch, even after sleeping 9 hours. His doctor didn't prescribe a supplement, but a breakfast. 3 whole eggs 3 times a week, paired with leafy greens and salmon at lunch. Within a month, Robert wasn't just standing, he was walking further than he had in years. I felt back, he said, like my legs belong to me again. So what's the formula here? Your muscles need 3 core categories of nutrition fuel. Healthy fats like omega-3s from salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide long-burning energy and reduce inflammation in both muscles and nerves. Building blocks, proteins like eggs, grass-fed beef, and full-fat yogurt supply the amino acids required for repair and strength. Especially valuable are B12 and choline, which support muscle activation through better nerve signaling. Catalysts, minerals like magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D act like the crew chiefs of the repair process. Without them, nothing gets built properly. You'll find these in bone broth, leafy greens, and nuts and seeds. Now, here's something surprising. Some of the best foods for your muscles don't just feed the muscle, they repair your ability to absorb nutrients. A healthy gut means better amino acid absorption, less inflammation, and improved energy delivery. That's why probiotic-rich yogurt and fiber-rich berries aren't dessert, they're fuel. And remember, timing matters. Your first meal sets the tone for your neuromuscular performance. Skipping breakfast, you're delaying your repair signals. Instead, think of each meal as a message. Hey body, we're not done building yet. We'll walk through 10 of the most powerful foods shortly, but now that you know what muscles truly crave, you'll be able to see those foods in a whole new light. Let's explore how nutrition doesn't just rebuild muscle, it rebuilds the signals that make muscles move. Here's something most people never hear from their doctor. Your muscles are only as smart as your nerves. You can eat protein, take supplements, and even exercise, but if your nerves aren't firing right, your legs still won't respond. That's because strength isn't just about size, it's about signal. Picture a lamp with a frayed cord. The bulb might be fine. The socket works. But without a clean wire, the light flickers or worse, goes dark. That's what happens when the nerve-muscle connection weakens. And for seniors, this flickering signal shows up as shakiness, missteps, or that eerie moment when your leg doesn't lift quite fast enough. Now here's the good news. Certain foods can help restore that signal. Not through magic, but through powerful biochemistry. Let's meet Betty, 75, a retired librarian. She'd always been sharp and steady until she fell while reaching for a pan on a low shelf. It wasn't a hard fall, but it rattled her confidence. Her doctor found no fracture, but her reflexes were sluggish. After reviewing her diet, they made 3 small changes, added 2 Brazil nuts daily, full-fat yogurt 3 times a week, and a half cup of mixed berries every other day. 3 months later, she noticed something: she could walk barefoot on tile without wobbling. She was turning around quicker, navigating curbs with ease, and her balance class instructor: "You're moving like someone 10 years younger." How? It's simple science: B12 and choline, found in eggs, beef, and yogurt. These nutrients maintain the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves that keeps signals fast and clean. Suck kuihan fuk. Omega-3 fatty acids from wild salmon, mackerel, and chia seeds. They reduce neuroinflammation, which can cloud signals between brain and body. Polyphenols and antioxidants, found in berries, leafy greens, and nuts. These reduce oxidative damage to nerve cells and support BDNF, a protein that helps grow new neural connections. Suck kuhan fuk. And it doesn't stop there. Minerals like magnesium and calcium found in bone broth, nuts, and yogurt help your nerves fire properly, ensuring that every command from your brain reaches your muscles on time. Let's not forget the gut-brain axis. Your digestive health affects inflammation and neurotransmitter production. Foods like yogurt, bone broth, and legumes support this system, so your nervous system doesn't just survive, it thrives. This is what strength really is: not just lifting power, but connection. You're not just feeding your muscles, you're feeding the wires that tell them when and how to work. When that connection improves, everything changes: reaction time, coordination, balance, and confidence. So next time you reach for food, ask yourself, is this just fuel, or is this a message to my body? Because with every bite, you're either strengthening that connection or letting it fade. Let's take a breath and reflect on what you've just learned. Your legs aren't weakening because of age alone, they weaken because of silence. Silence in your movement, silence in your diet, silence in the signals between your brain and body. But that silence can be broken. We uncovered how muscle loss begins invisibly, often decades before symptoms. We saw how leg strength relies not just on muscle tissue, but on nutrition, nerve health, and neuromuscular coordination. You met Margaret, Robert, and Betty, real people who found their turning point by shifting what they put on their plates. And now, you know what your muscles are truly hungry for. I want to leave you with this thought. It's never too late to reconnect with your body. Even small steps: an egg in the morning, a few berries at lunch, a bowl of bone broth for dinner can start restoring power to your legs and confidence in your steps. If this video spoke to you, I invite you to walk with us. Subscribe to Dr. Jarek.H for science-based, soul-centered guidance for aging well. We don't chase trends, we build truth, one step at a time. You don't have to be an athlete to stay strong. You just need to nourish your body like someone who still has places to go. And trust me, you do. So today, maybe don't just eat. Choose a food that helps your legs say, "We're still here."